Welcome to Golden Goal TV. Now, we are back after Christmas with a little bit of a twist. We are changing the format of our content. So, what you will actually hopefully enjoy is shorter videos, but hopefully more content and more personalized and more kind of rich content. And we are starting with some FA Cup third round previews. Going to get a few out there, a few individual ones. So today, the first one that we're doing on this video is previewing Arsenal versus Liverpool in the FA Cup third round, which is Sunday at 4:30. And joining me is George from our team. George, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you, mate. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. The darts was on. Yeah, what more did you need? So yeah, let's talk about then this game. I mean, both teams are going into it in different forms, really. You could say Arsenal going into it off the back of two defeats and a draw, and then Liverpool going into it on a pretty good run of form. I mean, what's the importance of the FA Cup to Arsenal? I think to you, to yourself as a supporter.
Um, I think it's always important because it's a cup, isn't it? But if you said to me, for me, it's third in line. Obviously, we've got the Premier League, got the Champions League, then the FA Cup for me. But I think it's an opportunity for players who don't get to play as much to maybe put their name in the hat, put their foot in the door, just to say, "Come on, Mikel, pick me, give me a chance." Because at the minute, there's not, we're not in, like you said, we're in quite a horrific run of form. So there's a lot of players' positions up for grabs for me.
So, which sort of, if we're talking players that you want to see kind of have a chance, what sort of players would you like to see given that opportunity and see if they could take that opportunity and run with it? And any particular players that kind of stand out to you?
I'd like to see Smith Rowe given a chance. I think he's coming back to sort of fitness now, so that hopefully that's a bit of a um, he gets a bit of a chance. It's hard because some of the players I would have thought they're not available, so like they're injured. So I would have liked to have seen Vieira getting a chance. I think Nelson, players like Nelson, um, Trossard, all those. I think they're like got a chance to prove that they could feature. I think Nelson would be off though, personally, because he's not good enough for me. Um, like it's not hidden that I think we need a striker, and I don't think Eddie and Nketiah is good enough. I don't think that's going to be proved on Sunday either. Um, there would like people like Jakub Kivior as well. Like when he's playing, he's having to play at left back, and we know he ain't a left back. He's just a centre half that can play at left back. So it'd be nice to see him just be maybe given a chance. But I think the same thing. He's going to be seen at left back again. Um, and I would like to see a couple of the young kids get a bit of a. I'm not saying start, but at least feature like Raya Waters, Lewis Scully, Ethan Minari, just to name a few. So we've got some good youngsters coming through. It's just whether they can break into the team, really. Like when you're hearing a 17-year-old in Lewis Scully saying that his ambitions are to be competing against Martin Odegaard next season, that's the sort of ambition you want to kind of be hearing. Like it's quite hard, mate, because I've been saying because our squad's not as big as it needs to be. I think people like Saka, Martinelli are in horrific form. Um, but I think they'll play. Like I think we'll put out a strong team on Sunday. Um, what I would like to see is something different. Whether I think we'll do that, I don't. I don't think we will. I would like to see maybe Kai Havertz playing through the middle, um, with maybe Jesus on one of the wings and drop either Saka or Martinelli, just to say like, come on, you need to have a rest. Go and you need to sort your form out. But whether they'll do that, I'm not really sure because we all know Gabriel Jesus ain't no goal scoring centre forward, and nor is Eddie Nketiah.
When it comes to Mikel Arteta's approach to the whole competition, how seriously do you think he'll be taking it in light of what the other front you're competing on? You're still mathematically in a title race. You're in the Champions League last 16. Do you think he will see the FA Cup as an important one for Arsenal? Do you think he'll kind of see it as a hindrance, or will he kind of take the approach that it's a trophy, we have to do the best we can on every front we play at?
I think the latter, to be fair, I think it was his first trophy he's ever won as well, was the FA Cup when he took over at Arsenal. I think it goes back to the squad because, like, if you think from last season, we crashed out to Nottingham Forest, but we had quite a few injuries. We had some AFCON players going away. I think he would have learned a lot by that from last season. And I think what helps Arsenal is that I think we've got a week off after, like we don't play again for, I know it's 2 weeks, isn't it? So um, we don't play again until like the 20th or something like that weekend. So it's not like he has to rest players to try and think, oh, hold on, I've got to play that game in that week, as long as you don't get a replay. So I don't. I think he'll take it serious. I think. I think I could probably try and predict a little bit what the team would be, but yeah, I think a bit of both really.
So, taking this from an Arsenal fan's point of view, then how seriously do you think Liverpool will take it? I mean, as an Arsenal fan, you probably wouldn't want Liverpool to take it seriously, or would you, to get a bit of a good game? From that perspective, how you're looking at Liverpool as a rival on Sunday.
Right, they picked their youth team, but that ain't not gonna happen. um, I don't know. There's no Salah, so that's a big loss for them. There's no Salah, and I don't think there's no Endo either. So, but they've still got players like Diogo Jota, so obviously he'll score. Diaz, Nunes, they've got McAllister back. I think like Sablox, however you say his name. Um, so yeah, I think they'll do a similar thing. Like they'll probably pick a bit of. I think they'll mix it up a bit, like as well. Like so, I don't think you'll. Basically, if you're going to watch the Arsenal Liverpool game and you think that you won't see people like Trent, Saka, Diaz, Odegaard, and all that, I think you'll be disappointed because I do think they'll play.
Are you going to the game?
No, I'm meant to be going to a christening, so I'm going to miss the game completely.
Oh, you can check the score. So before we go to a prediction, let's just take the how far do you want to go as a supporter? How far, based on your current season, based on last season's FA Cup where you got knocked out in the fourth round, would you be satisfied with anything, or do you want the final of the FA Cup? What's your kind of a prediction for the overall competition progress as a supporter?
Well, for me, I want us to win every single game. So, obviously, I want us to win the FA Cup. It's a trophy, and it gets the Arteta out brigade off his back for a while. As we know, we've seen them coming out the woodworks recently with the bad results. Um, yeah, I'd like to go and win it. Like I think if you go and beat Liverpool, that's one of the big teams out.
If you beat Liverpool, who are currently probably one of the most informed teams,
Yeah,
surely you then are in a very good position to be
there's
considered.
only the only other team apart from who I'd worry about is City. That's the only other team I'd worry about. Like I wouldn't like nothing in a one-off game. Would I worry about Man United? No. Chelsea probably not. I think it'd be a good game, but I think we can beat Chelsea. I know we didn't earlier in the season, but City, it's a City, isn't it? Like you don't know what, but the way they're playing this season, you just don't know. And like, as I always say, it's beauty of the FA Cup. You can be in horrific form and go and play well, or like what I'm trying to say is that you've got players like Smith Rowe, Vieira, Nelson, Bobby Eddin and Ketia, Ramsdale if he doesn't leave in January. They probably will get a run out on Sunday. So it can help you in one or two ways. Like it can give them more time. And there's nothing to say that a player can't do well in a cup game and then push through and like into the first team.
Well, we've seen it
Um,
happen before.
yeah, exactly. So um, I think what don't help Arsenal is we are it was like if obviously Tommy Tomiyasu and Timber being out is a big is hard for us. Um, and then you got Vieira. I don't think he's back. And then Elmeni's gone to AFCON as well. So
I mean, compared to Liverpool, you don't have many losses when it comes to AFCON
no,
and the Asia Cup. Do you think that will favour you?
no, no, I don't know, but just because the players that we've lost in the AFCON, or I'm not really about who we've lost in the AFCON. It's the Asia Cup with Tomiyasu.
Hmm.
Like I've been trying to say all season, if we have all our players fit, Ben White and this is how strong I think these players have been playing. I don't think Ben White or Zinchenko start for Arsenal.
Okay.
So for me, Tomiyasu and Timber start. Um, just the way Tomiyasu's been playing, but that's nothing on Ben White. But so if you're seeing someone like Ben White coming into a game losing a cup team, you're thinking, geez, that's a strong team. So um, yeah, I don't think AFCON really affects us that much because El Meni's technically our only loss. Partey's injured, so it don't really matter. But Tomiyasu, I think, could be a big loss for us. But hopefully, Japan don't really get that far. But then, like I said it at the start of the season on a podcast, I think that people won't realise how much we miss Timber until like December. Because when you lose someone that good, like we see brief glimpses of what he was going to do at the start of the season. So I'm not sure. And I know Arsenal are looking to buy a left back, so they obviously know not they can't trust Zinchenko, and they don't really want to put all that pressure on Kivior. So it'd be interesting. Like, and I think Arsenal played different at the Emirates, as we see. Like, I know we lost to West Ham, but I just think there's a lack of confidence at the club at the minute, and the problems that rear its head. It does it all the time. Though, if Saka and Martinelli and Erdegaard dry up, we don't have nothing. So it'd be interesting. Like, but obviously, I think if you're comparing the Afcon stuff, they lose Mo Salah, we lose Mo Elmini, so you can notice the difference.
You can indeed. So before we go to a prediction, if you were to get to the FA Cup final, let's say, who would you want to face who would be your ideal final opponent if you can kind of dream far ahead? Who would you like?
Man United.
There we go. See if that will happen. Well, before we finish up, let's quickly get a few predictions from you.
Yeah,
Obviously, you hope for Arsenal to win. That goes without saying. But let's push for a score prediction.
I'll go for 2-1.
And who will there be the goal scorers?
Um, Jesus, we can't score to save our life at a minute. So I'll go for Erdegaard and just because of how much crap I've given him, I'll go for Martinelli.
Well, there we go. Maybe your telling off will work for for Martinelli. That'd be good, wouldn't it? So what's going to happen now? Obviously, as you're watching this, it's the FA Cup third round weekend. Hopefully, after the game, maybe day after, whenever, we will get you back on to talk about it. And Our Liverpool fan Dan couldn't make it today, but hopefully we can get him onto the preview to talk about it. But this is the type of content that you're going to start seeing: shorter content, and preferably content which is a bit more engaging, a bit more detailed, and bit more richer. So yes, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Click like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to receive notifications when videos go up. There'll be a lot of pre-recorded content as well now. We are changing the way we do our output. The FPL show will still continue. News on that will be on our social media pages at Golden Goal TV on the X, formerly Twitter, on our Facebook group. So keep an eye out on things. We're going to change the way the channel works for the rest of the season and see how it goes. So hopefully you'll stay with us. But yeah, thank you, George. Good luck to Arsenal. Good luck to Liverpool as well. We'll see who will win, and we'll get you back on after the game. So yeah, George, thanks for joining us on Golden Goal TV.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.